Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of this, the 13 Horrors for Halloween. The one we have up right now is a wilderness slasher movie. I call them wilderness slashers. Some people call them backwoods slashers. Movies like Madman, which you've heard me reference many times. Don't Go in the Woods Alone. A big one, Friday the 13th. A lot of the Friday the 13th movies would be considered that. But this one, I don't know if I've mentioned this one too much, and this is one of my favorites when it comes to this subgenre of horror. From director Jeff Lieberman, it is Just Before Dawn, and this is the DVD edition from Shriek Show, division of Media Blasters, and there's not a real different approach to this one as opposed to other wilderness slashers. It's a group of kids, young adults, go out to the woods and get hacked to pieces. But the difference this time around is the killer in the movie, or killers, you can sort of see him right there, is one of them. There's actually twins. There's two of them. I think that's sort of a twist in the movie that really nobody gives a shit about. But there's a lot of really creative death scenes in this, and unfortunately this is a cut version of the movie. I think there's one particularly graphic death scene in the beginning of the film that's cut out, unfortunately. I don't know I know there was all kinds of bickering and bitching back and forth about who did what to the master print of the movie or whatever. I don't know what the deal is. The cut version of the movie is still really cool. I don't know if the uncut version will ever see the light of day to DVD. We can hope. But the thing that's so cool about Just Before Dawn, other than the fact that it's got a fair share of gore and nudity, is it was just really well made. It was a really well made movie. Jeff Lieberman knows what he's doing. I mean, he's done movies like Squirm, Blue Sunshine, stuff like that. He's done a lot of movies. I think he did Satan's Little Helper a few years ago. But this remains my favorite. I think it was really well shot, had some really spooky imagery in it of the woods, the wilderness areas, mountain areas. I don't know exactly where they shot this movie at. Another really cool aspect to Just Before Dawn is the score, which Brad Fiedel, who you may remember from The Terminator, that's probably the most well-known score he's ever done, but he also did, I'm pretty sure he did Fright Night as well. And he's done all kinds of stuff, But this was I think this was right before he did The Terminator. But he did some really, really eerie music in this. The whistling in particular always got to me. Anyway, the killer, and I actually have the killer's autograph. This was back the Horrorgraph days. Me and Uncle Bill would actually hunt down some of these slasher killers. I think this guy's name was John Hunsaker, who played the crazed twins in this movie here. And I actually found the guy and got his autograph, so that's pretty rare. Anyway, other aspects that's really cool about the movie, there's the way they kill the final twin. I think the leading female in the movie is really inventive. She gives him, I'll just say she gives him a good fisting, if you will. And it's really memorable. Once you see it, you're like, what the fuck? And I actually think they did the same thing it might have been one of the Feast movies. The exact same thing. I don't know how they got away with that. I guess they just, as much as Hollywood steals off of shit nowadays, nobody worries about it. Something else, though, that is really interesting about this is remarkably, I think we actually asked the guy about this, almost exactly like Wrong Turn, as far as, because the whole deal is there's like a inbred family in this, which is the family of the twins, who are also scared of the twins. So the whole family ordeal and the house in the woods and stuff like that, and just the whole atmosphere and stuff like that is a whole hell of a lot like Wrong Turn. But if you look at it, a lot of these wilderness slasher movies are pretty similar with one another. So, but I always dug this movie quite a bit. It was really the way the movie is shot, and just the cast. I think Jack Lemmon's son is in the movie, Chris Lemmon. Which, it must suck to have a last name Lemon. But, anyway. Which he never did much anything else. I think he did Thunder in Paradise with Hulk Hogan. But other than that, I don't know too much about Chris Lemmon. But you also have, oddly enough, you have Greg, I think the guy's name's Greg Henry. And he actually later did, more recently, I think it was Slither. He was in Slither. And he's been in all kinds of stuff. But I think this was one of the early roles that Greg Henry did. But it was just a really fun movie. And if you're in the mood for something along the lines of Friday the 13th, and you haven't seen Just Before Dawn, I would actually recommend you checking it out. It's a lot of fun. And definitely a movie that will leave a strong impression on you, especially towards the end. And just a fun movie. Jeff Lieberman knows what he's doing, and even though it's a cut version of the film, I think Shriek Show gave us a 2-disc version with the second disc containing interviews and all kinds of goodies, and you have commentary and stuff on disc 1 with the movie. So, Just Before Dawn, I say check it out. It's a lot of fun. And we'll be back tomorrow with more.
Woo, baby! Mellow yellow, the taste that beats Mountain Dew.